See, Lydia, that's a newbie right there.
Telling you.
Okay, 6 months. What about you, David? How long?
8 years.
8 years. Okay, there we go. I like that. In all in Pittsburgh?
Oh yeah, all eight
Okay,
years.
cool. And Michael D'Amelio. That's how you say it in Italian, but
It is.
D'Amelio?
Yep. D'Amelio.
Yeah, see, I'm Italian, bro, so I know.
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
Yeah.
Where are
I mean,
you at?
D'Amelio.
Michael, what area are you at?
I'm in Winter Haven.
Oh, you're Winter Haven too. Okay, so Prieto rounded up the Winter Haven, Florida people. I like
Yep.
it.
That's it.
Good. How long in the business,
Six,
Michael? 6 years?
6 months.
6 months.
6 months.
He came in with me.
Yep.
6 months. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's make this a power hour. Okay. Today, the and Miriam, I didn't ask you, Miriam, because I see you. Miriam's in my market center. She's here in Austin, Texas with me. How long in the business, Miriam? 3 years?
Or almost five, 4 or 5,
5?
4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay. All right. So I'm out of Austin, Texas. I'm gonna put that on my thing here. All right. And what are we doing? Real sales talk. I don't even know where I'm at today. It's been a busy morning. Conversations. So here's how we're gonna make the most of our time today. Mindset, strategy, skills. Those are the big three, right? On what we can talk about. But really, real sales talk is about conversations make me money. Agree? Do this right here.
Yes.
All right. All right. So conversations make me money. Then what conversations are we talking about around, and in what context are we talking about conversations, mindset, strategy, skills to be able to make more money? Because we make money by what we say. Who are we talking to? How good are those conversations? And how often are we having those conversations? So we could talk a little bit too on like strategically on having conversations or creating conversations or how to make more of those conversations happen. Or we could have conversations around the mindset of it, because everything begins and ends with mindset. And where is the conversation to have today here in this group with mindset? Or maybe we're talking specifically about skills. The skills to set better appointments, to set specific appointments, expired, open house, internet leads, sphere of influence. Sometimes we don't even think about practicing that conversation, but maybe we're having some apprehension around that conversation. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Or maybe it's presentation and it's a specific objection that I've been having a problem with, or a specific objection for a newbie like Tatiana and Michael that I'm dreadful of to get to in regards to compensation, pricing, fill in the blank. Okay. All right. You guys feeling this right now? You see what I'm saying? All right, but these are much better conversations when I don't sit here from my agenda versus you guys giving me your perspectives on stuff that you want to talk about so that it's more impactful and more relevant for you guys. Hold on. Christian DeGand, where are you coming out of?
Legacy Elite Team. I'm with Jordan.
You're Jordan. Okay, so we got some more New York people. See, I did a call out this week, Miriam, and I hit up my homies across the nation. I'm like, hey, you guys, get some people in here over here, and I'm gonna start doing that a little bit more because I've sold hundreds of properties. First 5 years in the business, first 4 years, I sold over 200 homes. 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 5. Okay. But first 4 years in the business, I sold 200 plus homes in the worst economy we've ever seen. Way worse than what you guys have, anybody has seen the last few years. Like, and in Austin, we're not so great. New York's been pretty good. Florida, I don't know, maybe a little up and down, right? But Austin's been not good the last 2 years. Las Vegas, 2008, 9, 10, 11 was a I won't swear. It was bad. It was really bad. And while the market was going down, my inventory, my sales were doubling on closes year over year over year over year. Okay? Because like it doesn't matter the market, it's our skill set to be able to handle the market and how good of conversations are we having. And so let's open it up to conversations that we're going to talk about rooted around skills, mindset, strategy, open floor. Who wants it?
Lydia.
Lydia, what do you got?
Well, I think that my mindset is probably not correct. I don't think I have the skills for a great conversation yet. I'm starting to get more diligent about practicing my script, but I feel I feel I'm rusty. I'm not getting the appointments, so I think those are where the weaknesses lie, and I think they can all be improved.
Why do you say that?
That I think they can be improved, or why do I think I'm where I'm at?
Why do you think they need to be improved?
Because I'm not setting appointments.
Okay, so the fruit is you're just not getting enough appointments.
Uh-uh.
Are you prospecting enough though?
I can probably do more of that as well.
Okay, because even the blind squirrel can find a nut.
Right.
You with me?
Yes, I am.
Maybe because I know my numbers and how many contacts to an appointment? David, do you know your numbers on that? Contacts to an appointment?
Yeah, mine's is 100 a week, 20 a day.
Okay, 100, but those are calls, right? But how many
No, I have to make 20
contacts?
contacts per day.
Contacts, good, right? Because even mine minimum's 100, right? 100 a week. But I know based off of my numbers, and I track, and I'm a freak, that mine's hanging around 20. It's the 20s, right? 22, 25 contacts to an appointment. The question is to win the game, I got to know the game. So how many contacts does it take for me to get an appointment? So 5 contacts to an appointment? Well, you just ain't talking to enough people then, girl.
I should be getting them.
Right? So 5 contacts, that's super duper low. You must be talking to people you know. False or true? True. Okay.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that bucket runs out. I mean, how many people in your database? 100, 150?
Maybe about 270.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Right? It's for only being in real estate a year. Okay. Right. So let's get back to the skills though. On like what part of the skills you feel like you're having the most challenge with?
Digging deep and leading the combo.
Okay. So what about that is a problem for you right now? Are you not digging deep?
I think when I try to dig deep, I get lost for the right words. I lose sight of the structure of the script. And I let the speaker take me off where I don't want to go.
Okay. So their agenda and their direction versus your ability to like stay on track.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So let me give you a quick tool for that. Ready? Repeat, approve, move.
Approve, move.
Repeat, approve, move. It's the RAM method. Miriam knows it because she's been doing Power Hour with me for a few years. But repeat, approve, move. If you haven't heard that technique, raise your hand. No? Tatiana, you heard that technique? You heard me talk about that? Okay, Michael hasn't. Tatiana hasn't. Christian, you heard me talk about that?
I know about it.
Okay.
Jordan told us.
Through Jordan? Yeah. Well, Jordan got that from me. So you could raise your hand. You don't raise your hand.
From me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So here's the deal. When let me get back to mindset real quick and then come back to the tool. Because rule number 1, because I think one of the problems that we have when we're prospecting, wherever we're prospecting, is prioritizing the process, right? And just trying to make something happen. Okay. When I'm not prioritizing the person. What does that mean? That means like I'm just trying to get what I want versus understand who I'm talking to. Okay. Rule number 1. Miriam, remember rule number 1?
Get to know the people. Get
to know the people. Tatiana, if you're just trying to sales strategy and get them to the appointment, look, they're saying stuff and I'm trying to process what I want, which is move the conversation forward when I'm not focused on like, who are these people? Because you might get some reflexive resistance up front where they automatically just resist you at the open house. You may get some reactive resistance. Now you're talking with them, but they're still kind of resisting. And then all of a sudden you just keep asking better questions. And next thing you know, you're like, whoa, what's that? Wait a minute. Something changed. Who's been in a scenario like that before? Where there's nothing. And then all of a sudden there's something. Who's been in that scenario before? Okay. So get to know the people is about prioritizing people, not process, right? And then the vibe, the energy is like, well, what's going on here? This person cares about what I'm thinking. This person is interested in me. And now we're not talking sales anymore. Now we're talking about 2 human beings who are trying to get to each other. to have better conversations. All right, I'm going to get to Lydia. I'm going to get to they take me off track. I'm going to come back to that, but I want to just first lay the foundation with this mindset of prioritizing the person. Get to know the people. Get to know the people. Get to know the people if you want to have better conversations, because even when they're resisting you up front and you're having conversations with who cold calls? Okay. Who does open houses? David, how do you prospect?
Cold call.
Cold calls? Okay, so when you're cold calling, I mean, that's pretty cold. Even on open houses, and this is why I brought it up, because they could walk in and it's still a cold contact. Like, I don't know you, you don't know me, right, Tatiana? Like, it's nice that you're having the open house and you look all nice and you got waters and candy out or whatever else you do, but they're cold, right? You're a salesperson, you're a stranger, and what did Mama say about strangers, Tatiana?
Don't talk to them.
Don't talk to them. And you're a stranger, right?
Right.
And so they're already like this. They're already like this. Like back up, not really interested. And so when I prioritize the person, it's repeating and approving and moving. All right, let me tie that back in because I want to get to Lydia and then I want to move on to another subject, which is repeating and approving and moving, repeating their objection, approving their objection, and then moving on to another good question. Because repeating says, "Hey, I hear you." Approving says, "Hey, I'm on the same page as you." And then moving is you moving on to another good question. So it sounds like this. Lydia, give me an objection.
I'm not sure if I can buy something right now.
Oh, you're not sure you can buy something right now. Repeat, right? Listen, I appreciate that. Approve. Oh, you don't think you can buy something right now. Repeat. I hear that all the time. Approve. Give me another objection, Tatiana.
The interest rates are too high.
Interest rates are too high. Man, I understand. Repeat, approve. Interest rates are too high. I respect that. We're talking to a lot of people right now who are concerned about that. Interest rates are too high. It's bothering me too. Interest rates are too high. Look, I respect that. I mean, obviously you're not going to do anything unless it makes sense financially. Now the move is whatever question I want to ask first. But if you guys want to align with more people, rule number 1, prioritize the people. Okay, prioritize getting to know the person. Get to know the people. Rule number 1, get to know the people. Okay, prioritizing the people. Rule number 1, get to know the people. Rule number 2, repeat, approve, move. RAM method. RAM method keeps you in the conversation, and it says, "Hey, Lydia, I heard you. Lydia, I understand what you're talking about. I understand how you feel. I understand your thoughts." Now, when you move and you ask another question, you've laid down a nice foundation of look, you're important to me as a human being, and I'm listening to you, and I recognize what you're saying. You guys are going to get so much more leverage in conversations to get to where you want to go. Okay, I laid the foundation now. All right, but let's get back to what Lydia was talking about, which is like people go off track, and I want to get them back on track. That's what you were talking about, right, Lydia?
Right.
Okay, so how do I get them back on track? Repeat, approve, moves, one way to do it. Okay, but now are we talking like a talky talker, or we're talking about and I don't have my opportunity, like I'm looking for opportunities to get in because they're just talking so much, or they just changed the topic and I need to get back on track.
I need to get back on track. They're varying off.
Repeat, approve, and then look, here's the deal, Lydia. When you repeat, approve, move, when you repeat and you approve and you do it really well. I mean, you really, right? Because they start talking about, like Lydia's talking about, give me a topic, something that right off the top of your head that you're thinking about, somebody was talking about, but it's not on track with what I want to talk about. Give me a topic.
They'll say something like, well, I'm just going to stay off the market because it's just not a great time and everybody knows the economy is really bad. So we're going to just stay and go to this new school and stay here and
yeah. Right. Now, when I don't have enough information to find out what's going on, when I don't know enough about their situation or motivation, I don't want to close on people. So that's where prioritizing the person is so important, because I don't want to try to close on somebody who isn't ready to be, or who doesn't deserve to be closed on. And so I need to find out more about the conversation here, right? And so Lydia is going off and she's talking about, I don't know about the right time, and kids in school. And I'm like, hey, Lydia, I hear you. You know, you're not sure this is the right time for you or not. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. And look, I respect that, because obviously, I mean, timing's got to make sense with the kids in school. Financially, it's got to make sense. On, you know, does this make sense as far as affordability? These are all things that you're thinking, right? Okay, so let me ask you a question. And now where am I going to take her? Depends on where we're at in the conversation. What are your thoughts on talking to a lender to explore options or possibilities? Now this is where I need to challenge beliefs in a constructive way, not a combative way. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, did you know that like people are qualifying, and like maybe you just need to, no, listen, I'm not trying to sell the solution. I'm trying to open up possibilities to create better conversation. Okay, side note. That's sometimes you guys are like focusing on trying to get people to do stuff when you need to
Yes.
like ask better questions on like, well, what makes you think that it wouldn't be a good time to buy right now outside of the economy? Well, it's just, and then they embellish more, and then they tell you more. And then I have more to work with on better questions to engage them to figure out where I'm going to direct them. Okay, let's role play it real quick. Start with the objection, Lydia.
You know, I don't know. I just don't know if I'm able to buy anything right now. Everybody's got a house for sale, but they're too high.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what, Lydia, I hear you. If it's the right time to buy right now, that's what you're saying? Buy or sell?
Buy. I
To
don't know
buy,
if it's time
right?
for
The
me to buy
property
right now.
values are pretty high, interest rates, right? And yet, how do you know it might not be a good time to buy right now?
Pretty much how I'm gauging it is based on just prices and salary.
Prices?
I don't think
Yeah.
I have enough money.
Yeah, and look, I don't know. I appreciate you. You know, you don't know if you have enough money. It sounds like maybe you haven't looked at the equation on what it looks like to buy, or you just don't have any money to buy.
I don't really know the equation. Like I have some money, but I don't know the process.
Right. So you don't know the process, and I understand that, because this is about you having clarity on whether it can make sense or not. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, I do.
All right. So look, if we sat down and had a conversation where you would have certainty on whether or not it's a good time to buy right now, I mean, that wouldn't be unreasonable for us to just talk about that, right?
No, it wouldn't be unreasonable.
All right. Well, look, let's just talk about it. We could sit down and have a conversation Tuesday at 4 or Wednesday at 6. Break script. Okay. You hear some repeating, approving.
Wednesday at 6.
Yeah. But I got to ask better questions to figure out where they're at. Okay. Give me another objection. Open floor. Another objection.
Gonna rent it.
You're going to, where'd that come from? Just, that was
In Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Hey,
Lydia's like, Pittsburgh. Okay. I'm going to rent it. Oh, you're going to rent your property out, David? Yeah. Well, look, I'm talking to a lot of investors who are re-upping their tenants right now. So what makes you think that's the best course of action right now?
rents seem to be increasing. If I hold on to it, I'll get more equity someday.
Rents seem to be increasing. Yeah. And we are definitely seeing some rents increasing, and, more equity down the road. I mean, that seems logical. I mean, we've just been going up for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you've seen?
Nothing but up. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what would be the biggest benefit if you were to sell it right now, though, versus holding off?
I could get that watch I've been eyeing up.
Oh man, that must be a nice one. That's a what that must be a Rolex. What are you doing?
Something like that.
Okay. All right. But I mean, besides a nice Rolex, I mean, what's important about considering to sell it right now? Because we talked initially about you considering an offer, but then you were like, well, maybe I'll just rent it out. And now we're talking about, well, you had the thought, what would be the biggest benefit if you did sell it right now?
I could just wash my hands clean of it.
Okay. Is it more so tired of being a landlord, or you moved away from the property, or what was
Yeah,
important about
exactly.
that?
Being a landlord and vetting the property managers, it's all
Yeah.
just a mess.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? I mean, having to deal with that whole process and what's the benefit of that? Not having to do that anymore.
Just do stocks and that sort of thing.
Okay, tell me about that. Break script. Okay.
Mm.
Now I want, if you take anything, I'm dropping bombs on you guys today. Okay.
Yes.
Because these two questions, you guys, when you're talking to people, if you run a train on these two questions over and over and over and over again, I was asking two questions to him over and over and over again. Did you hear him? What was it?
Think, feel.
Think, feel, but I ran two questions specifically. What's important about that? Write this down. What's important about that? Number one. Number two, what does that do for you? Okay, because when I'm getting ambiguous, general, not specific, vague responses, then it's because rule number one. What's rule number one, Lydia?
I'm sorry.
What's rule number one?
Oh, I have no idea.
Get to know the people.
Tatiana,
Oh.
get to know the people.
I'm sorry. I was
I
writing
know,
your question.
I know. You were the first victim, so it's okay. It's okay. Rule number one, get to know the people versus like get caught up in defending the market, defending why it's a good time. Stop, man. Stop. What's going on with you? So what's important about not being a landlord? And then I repeated and approved some stuff, and he goes, yeah. And then I still ask, well, what's important about that? Well, what's that do for you? What's important about, well, I want to get a nice watch. Come on, man. And people say stuff where you're like, man, that ain't the answer. And you go, okay, well, it sounds like you want a nice watch, but I mean, what else is important about that? And then they go, well, and you go, well, what's the benefit of that? So what's that do for you? So how's that important? So what's the benefit of that? And I'm doing this, and I'm driving down to find out what's going on, because behind every objection, there is a question, Tatiana. There is a doubt, Miriam. There is an insecurity, David. There is a question, doubt, insecurity, fear in their mind about what's going on with this objection. Because the objection really is, I have a question, a doubt, a fear, and insecurity. Now, look, I ain't talking about condition, because a condition is something I can't do anything about. And oh, by the way, you rookies especially, but even some of you people who've been around a little bit longer, Miriam, David, like you're falling for stuff. They're saying it sounds like a condition, and you're falling for it. They're going, well, I don't want to sell right now. I'm not going to, I'm not going to sell right now. That sounds like a condition. I'm going to wait till the kids are out of high school this May. I'm going to wait for the interest rates to go up or down. Interest rates to go down, right? Like I'm going, and then they say something that sounds like a condition, like something I can't do anything about. And then you eat that sandwich like a rookie versus, okay, hold on. Let's explore this a little bit more. Well, so what's important about that? So what's that do for you? So what's important about that? So what's that do for you? So, okay, you with me, guys? You with me?
Yeah.
Right? Because if I prioritize the people, I'm digging on like what's really going on with this, with what they've said to me, then I'll tell you, sometimes, Lydia, that condition turns back into an objection. Actually, okay, Playbook, email me, Pauly C at kw.com. I'll make it easy. prospectlasvegas@gmail.com. Nice and easy. I don't have to spell anything out. prospectlasvegas@gmail.com. Email me. I'll send you the playbook. Okay. And the playbook has all mindset, strategy, and skills that helped me sell almost 1,000 homes since I've been in the business. Okay. And in there are trial closes, seller trial closes, Lydia, for me to test them out. And I go, hey, David, if you had an offer and it looked good in the next 90 days, would you even look at it? And then David goes, maybe. And those trial closes is you trying out whether there's interest there or not. After I've had a good conversation, what's important about that? What's that do for you? What's important about that? What's that do for you? To dig in on the real David. Is this just an objection or is it a condition? No, actually, he is going to wait until summer. Actually, he is going to wait till the kids graduate because I prioritize the person. And now when I prioritize people, okay, I'm reaching here because I'm probably the old man in the group. Zig Ziglar. Anybody know who Zig Ziglar is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, TJ knows who Zig. Welcome, TJ, from where you at?
New York. Also on Jordan's team.
Okay. All right. We got Jordan's people in the house. Good job, Jordan. I see you. Okay. Is the saying Zig used to say. He used to say, you know the saying, TJ?
Which one are you gonna? I'm reading the book again right now, so I'm not sure which one you're gonna say.
See you at the top?
The secrets of closing the sale.
Okay. He's got, I think his most sold book was See You at the Top. That's another one of his.
Yeah, I've seen that. I looked into it after reading this one.
See You at the Top. And so Zig used to say, help enough people get what they want, you'll get everything in life that you want.
Yeah.
Now that sounds sensible, sounds good, noble. The thing is though, is like, we forget that like real quick, I'm like, all right, well, now remember who I am. We're in a conversation. We're at an open house. I'm on a cold call. Remember who you are. Who am I, Tatiana?
Who are you?
Yeah, remember who Mama said not to talk to?
Oh, you're a
Stranger.
stranger. Yeah.
Stranger danger. You're a stranger. Look, you're a stranger. Mama said don't talk to him. You're a salesperson, not ranking very high on the trustability scale. So you got double whammy. Wake up. Wake up. Like, remember who you are. I'm a salesperson. I'm a stranger to them, right? And so I need to prioritize this person and repeat and approve and move to keep the conversation going. Repeat, approve, a move to keep the conversation going. And then I can figure out who, what, where, when, how, why. Okay, now I'm having a good conversation. And when I can repeat this process, Lydia, when I can have these conversations more often, then it is only a matter of time. If you're prospecting in the right areas. David, who do you cold call?
Expireds.
Expireds? Okay, I've called expireds for years. I've made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars off expireds. I love calling expireds because I'm aggressive and I like the hunt. That's not for everybody though, right? That's not for everybody. But when I'm talking to somebody, it could be an open house, but we're talking about expireds and I get that resistance up front, my ability to repeat and approve at a higher level, David, and stay focused on understanding their situation, not trying to convince them. Somebody said this the other day, and I got it written on my whiteboard back here, right? Somebody said, don't forget, you're in the sorting business, not the convincing business. If you're trying to convince people of stuff, come on, man. It doesn't feel good for them. It doesn't feel good for you. Nobody wants that. Okay, I'm in the sorting business. Do you even qualify? Situation, motivation. But I gotta be interested. And guess what? I'm high D. I'm not that interested. I gotta act. Some of y'all have that gene in you that cares and loves for people. I had a terrible childhood, so I don't have that, okay? And I'm from New York, so it's a little less inclined to be that, but that's okay because it does feel good to help people. No or yes?
Yes.
All right. So if it feels good to help people, then I've been able to tie the result to the reason, when the reason is like, all right, prioritize the people. Okay, where are we at? I'm talking too long. Feedback, comments, questions, concerns, delusions. Come on. This is your show.
I just have trouble, like you said, I just have trouble keeping my conversation flowing. I think that my entry probably is the problem then, because if you don't get them in the first few seconds, you're going to lose them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing script, but I haven't owned my script yet, even though I pretty much know it, but I don't own it. It's not really me, if that makes sense.
That makes total sense, Lydia. And the sooner you internalize scripts for the purpose of, know what I said, internalize the scripts. Because when you internalize the concepts and ideas, then you can have more, then Lydia can show up. Not script, good conversation, read the script. I don't want you to freaking read the script, but you need the script. You know why? Because you don't know what you're talking about. And when people say stuff, you're like, that ain't working. It ain't working, or it ain't working good enough. False or true?
True.
Okay, so look, if you, because here's the thing, when caring, concerned Lydia shows up, when curious and confident David shows up, oh my God, I'm on fire right now. You guys don't know, you should be paying for this, okay? When those people show up, then you can have a genuine conversation, and that's what I want. That's what I want. I don't want to convince people of things. I want to have a genuine conversation, and then I want to know I can help, and then I'll know I can help them. I can't help them. I don't want to help them. Come on, hear me. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when I prioritize the people, Lydia, but look, if you don't have the scripts internalized, then you're going to sound formatted. And look, they can smell that. It's called commission breath. Okay, they can smell it. They can smell it. And so you guys want to attract more people. Say yes.
Yes.
You want to attract better leads. Say yes.
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 Okay, you got to become more attractive. You got to become more attractive. And you're not going to learn on the job, Tatiana. That shit costs you money. Practice in the office with somebody, get somebody to practice with you because those mistakes are free and you can start over. Because you're trying to learn on the job and that shit just doesn't work. It's costing you money. How is it costing you money, David? Because you've been in 8 years. You call expired listings. Like, give me your story. Like, how is that hurting you, or how has it hurt you, or what are you hearing right now from what I'm saying?
I call from a bunch of different phone numbers. So in the morning when you get your first call and you stumble over it, because I don't, I'm not in any role play groups or anything. But yeah, you can, if you tell them your first and last name and you're texting it to them and you sound goofy, you just blew a lead.
Right.
So
Or you
definitely gotta
sound like a
practice.
salesperson, right? You sound like a salesperson, or because in the playbook on creating conversations, it's say your name, say your name like they know you. Okay. Say the company name with pride. Okay. And then quickly transition. Cause like you're waiting for approval subconsciously and you're getting and then you're getting uncomfortable, and now you're weird and now they're weird, and two weirdos don't equal an appointment. Come on, that was funny.
I left.
Okay. So watch, David. Your expired listing. I'm agent. Ring ring.
Hello?
Okay, break script. Be a real expired. Give it to me. Give it to me like you get it. Okay? All right. Don't soft foot me. Give it to me. Ring ring.
All right. You realize you're calling the DNC number, right?
That's the first response people give you?
I thought you said give it to you.
You people pick up the phone and say that?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Pretend I'm calling a list that's TPC compliant and you're not on the do not call list. But you can throw that in. You could throw that in later though, right? I mean, come on, you know. They don't. You may get that. May get that. You in a blue moon, somebody may have said that to you as soon as they pick up the phone, but that's not how they answer the phone, right? Ring ring.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. Good morning. This is Pauly. Hey, thanks for taking my call. I'm not sure I got the right number here though. I'm looking at 123 Street. Property for sale just came off the market. Were you still considering offers?
Yeah, you're like the 9th one that called.
9th one that called. My gosh. Yeah, well, it did come off the market here. I was wondering if you might still consider an offer.
Yeah, just call me in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay, so you consider an offer in that time frame?
Yeah, about that. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. All right.
Weeks.
Yeah, definitely. I will absolutely call you in 2 weeks. Thanks for giving me that clarity. Hey, by the way, did you get any offers when you were listed at 450?
Yeah, I got low offers.
Low offers? What do you mean?
Oh yeah. Too low.
Too low? Yeah.
Didn't even counter them.
I was surprised. I saw it came off the market, and I was wondering what, while other properties were selling, what you thought the problem was. Why? What do you think stopped yours?
The agent.
The agent, really? What was the problem? What do you think should have been done?
The marketing was terrible.
Ah, okay. You knew this guy, or they just referred to you, or?
Wife picked her.
Oh, okay. Ouch. Well, that's tough then. I mean, so the area looks great though. I mean, where are you gonna head to next? I mean, why not just stay here?
2 weeks, Paul.
2 weeks? Give you a call in 2 weeks? Okay. I'll give you a call in 2 weeks. And hey, but David, let me ask you, if I had an offer in 2 weeks versus calling in you 2 weeks, what would be better?
I still want to sell it.
You still want to sell it? Look, I know, David, you've talked to a lot of people, and that can be pretty annoying, especially all these realtors who are bugging and they're trying to sales pitch you. But here's the bottom line. You're not going to do anything unless it makes sense for you. False or true?
That's true.
Okay. So if I had a legitimate way to be able to either bring you an offer or to get your property sold in less than 30 days, and I gave you that information, I mean, I could just get a look at the property, get a look at the property, stop by and give you that, and then be on my way. I mean, would that be unreasonable if I just got to look at the property and gave you the information?
15 minutes.
15 minutes, Tuesday at 4 or Wednesday at 6. Break script. Now, look, I don't prospect expireds like that unless I have to. Why did I have to? Because he hurried that along and he's like, let's go, finish this up, get to the point. DISC profile, you don't know it, learn it. DISC. There's lots of different personality tests. DISC is easy, so I just use DISC, okay? Because what personality style was he? D. So TJ, am I saying your name right? I'm sorry.
Tajay. Yeah.
I apologize. Tajay.
No worries.
Okay, Tajay. If somebody's D, I better D up.
Real.
Better D up.
Real.
Right. But here's the because if I'm an S or if I'm an S, right? Like S are they're amiable, they're friendly, they may talk softer, they may talk slower. But he was like, get to the point, get this shit done.
Right.
So guess what? I better speed it up and I better D up and show him that I'm confident and I can make stuff happen quick. Get right to the freaking point. But look, if he's S and I'm D, that conversation would have sounded a lot different. Right. I would have been a lot slower, touchy-feelsy, the right relationship. I understand what people really appreciating your home, feeling frustrated. You better switch gears, Lydia, right? Because look, if you're gonna get people like you. That's cool. It's easy to deal with. But then you're leaving out 75% of the other personality types who are not you. David, take away from that role play. What are your thoughts?
I like that you didn't dig in and ask a whole bunch of questions about the other agent. Got
Who
right to
cares?
the point, through the door.
Yeah, let's get to the point. Now look, he for some reason he starts talking about the agent and their buddies, or I might take a detour there a little bit, but like Lydia, if they're not talking about what I want to talk about, then I got to find a way to what I want to talk about sooner. Now, repeating and approving allows me to grab the wheel and jerk back into the conversation I want in a comfortable way where they feel heard, they feel appreciated. Then repeating and approving allows me to do that. And I did some of that there. Okay. What'd you hear, Tatiana?
I just saw that you just didn't quit. Like he said, call me in 2 weeks. You just went back to another criteria. What's going on? So yeah, it's pretty impressive. I don't know if I can do that yet. You know what I mean?
Yet.
Yeah.
Yet. Right. Now I prioritize the person to want to understand it because I threw out a trial close. Did anybody remember? Did anybody hear that trial close? What was it? Do you remember?
If I had an offer in 2 weeks instead of calling you back in 2 weeks, would that be better?
Would that? Yeah, what would be better if I had? And so the trial close was, well, what if you had an offer in the next 30 days? Now that's the standard trial close in the playbook. But Lydia, I told you, when you internalize the concepts, they're there. They're there. I didn't have to think about that trial close, because that trial close is already in there. I've used it so many times. So when he said something different, I was able to be different on the content in my head, because it's internalized. I understand the concept. The concept is, well, what if you could sooner? I mean, would you consider it? And he might, in real life, he gave me an opportunity. Cool. Because this could have not ended in an appointment. Fine. Because we don't always get appointments, right? And if he's not that motivated, he's like, no, look, 2 weeks. Okay. He says 2 weeks and he shuts it down. I go, what would be better if you had an offer in 2 weeks, or I called you in 2 weeks? And he goes, no, call me in 2 weeks. I don't want to talk for 2 weeks. Well, okay. Strike one, strike two, strike three. Like, I'm not, okay. You're not trying to harass people. Remember what I said? Not trying to convince, trying to sort. And if he said, nope, 2 weeks, then I would have been like, great, I'll call you in 2 weeks. Can I send you now this is how I get emails 99% of the time. You ready? 99% of the time I get emails. Call you in 2 weeks, David? That's what you want me to do? Fine, I'll do that, no problem. Hey, do you mind if I send you my information in case anything changes in the meantime, or I have an update for you? Can I send you my information?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. What's the best email address to send that to? Break script. 99% of the time, they give it to me. They go, oh, okay, 123 ABC Street. Now, usually it's not in that hot of a conversation where we're like, I'm in super pursuit. Usually it's like we're talking and then they kind of blow me off, and I go, great, can I send you my information in case anything changes in the future? 100% of the time, 99% of the time they go, yes. And I go, great. What's the best email address to send that to? Because I need agreement first, and then I can get what I want. And that's how I get their emails, like a significant majority of the time. And then he says, follow up in 2 weeks. And then when do I call him?
In 2 weeks.
Like a week.
Lydia, they're an expired withdrawn. Now, cut it in half as a general sales rule, but he's an expired withdrawn, so maybe even like 5 days. Like half these expired withdrawns are gonna relist within the next 30 days. Like, I better get on it. Someone else is gonna call him, and if he's in a better mood than he is with me right now, that other person is gonna get out there, and if they're good, they're gonna get the deal. So expired withdrawn is a little hotter versus like an open house. Lead from the internet. Okay. Anything else anyone want to comment, question, concern, or have?
I had two myself.
Yeah, Tajay, right?
Tajay.
Yeah. Tajay. I want to get it right, man. Names are important. Tajay.
Thank you. Yeah. So when you said sorting, when you say sorting, do you mean in the sense of sorting like what type of lead that is instead of hot, cold? Is that what you mean when you say sorting?
Sort of. I mean, when we're in I don't know where you came in on the conversation, but we should be sorting, not convincing.
Right.
Okay. So I'm sorting how motivated they are.
Okay.
Right. Because for me, now this comes back to like, what's your definition of a lead? For me, a definition is that you have some consideration to buy or sell. That exists. Number two is time frame, 12 months. That's it. Okay. 12 months. Now I'm looking for 30 days or less, 90 days or less. That's the red zone. Okay. But 12 months is the cap. If it's not more than 12 months, like, guys, there's too many people to talk to. Come on. And what are you filling your database with? Like people who are maybes, possibly, hopefully one day. You guys don't got time for that stuff. Like, you need motivated people, right? Like, your family's like, oh, you're going to get paid in a year and a half from now?
Right.
Come on now. I think we lost Tatiana. Like, she literally fell off her chair. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't get, look, it's already bad enough real estate runs in 90-day cycles, and what I do today dictates what I get paid. It's January 30th, February, March, April. From today, people who are not in the pipeline, you are not getting paid until the end of April. The year's half over almost.
All right.
I got to work fat. Lydia, I got to talk to more people. I got to talk to more people. That's why this is real sales talk. because I'm going to give it to you real, and we're going to talk about the reality that nobody wants to deal with, which is we make money by the conversation. And forums like this don't exist because guess what? The people who have these type of skills are far and few between.
Agree.
And most of them are not willing to talk to you. Okay. So Tajay is what is their so do they have consideration to do something? What's their time frame? Are they willing to have a conversation about considering our services? Because they may have consideration. There may be a time frame, but they may not be willing to talk to you. So I want clarity on that with follow up. You're gonna hot is 30 days or less. Watch for me is 30 plus is 2 to 6 months as a watch, right? And I follow up on those guys monthly. Nurture is 6 months, 6 to 12 months. Okay. And so I'm trying to figure out like where they may fit in that on time frame. And then are they, you may establish that, but you didn't establish that they would actually talk to you about earning their business in the future. And the nurture portion of that conversation's in multiple places on the playbook that I have that you guys can get free. I'll give that to you, right? Is, hey, maybe I can earn your business sometime down the road. And what do they say? Yeah. I mean, 95% of the time if I've established a time frame, right? If there's no time frame, I'm not following up with them. Like there's no point. My criteria, consideration, time frame would talk about earning their business. Hey, Tajay, maybe I can earn your business sometime in the future. I can stay in touch maybe later on down the road. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay, great. Hey, I'll send you my information in case anything changes. What's the best email?
tj@gmail.com.
Perfect. Now what I have their phone number, I have their address, I have their email. Guess what? Action plan, emails, seller report. They're getting how much their property's worth twice a month. And then I'm going to follow up based off of the hot, watch, or nurture timeframes. And now if you can run 15 to 20 of those conversations a day, because you're only going to have maybe, if you can get 1 to 3 nurtures a day, your life's going to be pretty good. You're going to have a pretty good life. The problem is back to mindset, which is like, what's your mindset around prospecting? You know what my license plate says? Miriam, have you ever seen my car? If you've seen my car, you know it's my car. You know why? You know what my license plate says?
Oh my
Go
God.
get them.
Prospect. You know why, Lydia? However you do it. Now I'm a cold call cowboy. So forget that, throw that out. Like, look, I know I'm a unicorn, but like, if you ain't prospecting for business in some way, now you don't have to be a cold caller, but you got to get your ass to work on calling people, on talking to people. How many conversations do you got to have a day? Lydia knows, 20. How many conversations do you have to have a day? David, you know yet, or do you have an expectation?
I looked at my mojo. It's 14.5.
14.5 you're having a day. Not bad. Are you getting, has that been your constant?
No, excuse me. That was the how many contacts to an appointment.
Contacts to an appointment, 14.5. That, by the way, if you're calling expired withdrawals, you can go sub 20 on expired withdrawals. You can. Overall, I talk to a lot of investors. There's some cold stuff I do. 20s is pretty dang good in the grand scheme of everything. But if you ain't calling HOTS, which are expired withdrawn FSBOs, then it's gonna push 50. If you suck, it's gonna push 150. Which, oh, by the way, we all suck initially. Okay, so embrace the suck and like start finding somebody to have these conversations with so you can have better role play. Okay, takeaways today. Tajay, takeaway.
It was more so because the issue that I was having is I can ask the questions, but I'm kind of like you. I like to get straight to the point. So it's kind of like just even more, hang out a little bit more with them, gain that information, try and dig even deeper. And also when you're matching, like the matching and mirroring as well. That's like, that's something that I've heard and as like, take that away as well.
You got to be a chameleon.
Yeah.
Two, and I can hear the drunk monkeys right now in your head where it's like, yeah, but I need to be me. Okay, but look, I already told you, if you're you, you'll attract you. Cool, but you're leaving out the other 75%. And
Right.
those people just don't communicate like you. And so I gotta shift gears a little bit to connect with them because I care, because I want to help, and because the only color is money, right? It's all green. So like we're ethnic, social, political. I mean, you guys got to put that shit aside, right? They're hard, they're soft. Like you got to put that shit. Like you got to switch gears into that. You said you wanted to help people, and if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. But you got to shift gears into where they're at: hard, soft, loud, quiet, fast, slow. You got to shift gears into that. Repeat, approve, move, Tajay. Repeat, approve, move allows you to keep that conversation going and ask questions rooted in prioritizing that person. And now they feel like, okay, like, because initially, I mean, immediately when that conversation happens, even when they walk into the open house, they're like, salesperson. Okay, how do you quickly dispel that? Lydia, that's where like having that conversation, like internalize, allows Lydia to be Lydia, because that's what's going to matter. But if you don't have the structure and the format down and the conditioned responses for the limited amount of things that they can say to you, Tatiana, there's only so many things can people say to you at an open house, right? I mean, guys, any lead source, look, one hand, how many different things they can say to you and just variances of those things. I'm working with a realtor. Not right now. I don't like the market condition. I know somebody. I mean, guys, there's only like a few different things they can say. And you appreciate your art, your skill, okay, your profession, where you've worked on these conversations, and now you understand pathways to structure and to response and to conditioned responses. And now the real David could show up, not the prospector. The David who's like, okay, the man, David, shows up. And that guy is just utilizing some structure to really connect with another human being. Lydia is going to be a totally different story. Tatiana is going to be a totally different story. Michael's going to be a totally different story on how that conversation goes. And that's the magic. The magic is that you over that structured conversation, because you appreciate people and you really want to connect with people and get to know them. And if you don't, you're a really good actor. Look, y'all, that's not, I'm just giving it to you real. Like I'm not an empathic. Like I barely have feelings. I don't even, right? Like
I'm the opposite.
It's
I'm too soft then. I
too
have a lot-
soft. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Okay. Takeaway, Michael. Takeaway today. Aha.
No, I really like the RAM method. I think I've been kind of doing that, but yeah, I think it's strengthened. That's what's got to get done.
And when you practice that to really embellish that at a high level, your connectivity goes through the roof. Like not just, oh, you're not going to do anything right now. I understand. I mean, that's a very basic rant, repeat, approve. But like, oh, you're not going to do anything right now. Look, I totally understand that, because we can do that on another session too, because is a trigger word for you to really embellish the response and relate to them and align with them. Because look, I mean, it's scary out there, because I know what it's like to, to make sure that you're looking after every penny to make a smart move. Because when you take repeat, approve, move to the next level, you guys are going to connect with so many more people, and you're going to go from cold to warm. Now, warm what? Still may be a good lead, but you're going to go from a cold conversation to a warm human being. And now it's Pauly talking to Michael, not realtor talking to prospect. This is different. And then this is what will make you different. Take away, Lydia, today. Aha.
Who are you speaking to?
You, Lydia.
Oh, takeaway.
Aha.
Be a little more like internalize. I have to get my script where I can internalize it and make it mine. If you ever go out with me, and people have gone out with me, like I'm a very likable person. People like me. They talk to me. I seem to do better in person than I do on the phone.
It's called being a human being.
It's all about me being able to see their body language and know that they're like interested in what I'm saying. So I don't know. The phone is just cold to me. I know I have to master it, but it's just awkward.
And look, that's called being human. If you were like, Paul, I'm way better on the phone, I'd be like, who the hell are you? That is weird. You're better on the phone than in person? Are you an alien? That's weird, right? People say that. They're like, oh, I'm better in person. I'm like, no shit. It's called being human. So Lydia, when you internalize strategy of a conversation, because remember, I'm a salesperson, I'm a stranger. I need to break that ice. I need to warm it up. When you understand the conversation and you've practiced different scenarios, there's only so many things they can say. You've practiced different personality types. There's only so many different types they could be. Then you can warm them up faster. And now the real Lydia can show up and we can explore. Versus like executing a script. It ain't about that, executing the script. But you guys are trying to wing it. And how's that gone for you so far? You doing all right? But you know you could do better.
No,
you ain't doing it. Right. So winging it is not going to work. It already has not worked.
Yep.
Okay. I appreciate you guys. The Jason Prieto group out of Winter Haven, Florida. My boy, Jason Prieto, who's also a fellow New Yorker, by the way. So that's look, that's why I attract the like-minded, and Jordan's out of New York, and I consult Jordan and all my people up in New York. So this is a New York state of mind today. But hey, these are every Thursday, and these will be different every session because we're going to talk about what you want to talk about, which is going to lead to different conversations, different role plays. Okay, because
That's
we
awesome.
get paid by what we say and how often we say it and the quality of what we say. And so remember that, guys. Go out there and have some great conversations today. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
I sent my email.
Okay.
For the guys.
prospectlasvegas@gmail.com for the playbook.
I sent it already.
All right,
Sounds
take
good.
care.
Take care.